Hi guys, I thought I'd do a video explaining the 4 types of magical practitioners as discussed in Britain and Europe. And I'm going to be talking in sort of a Scottish context. So I'm going to be talking how in Scotland, how these 4 practitioners were viewed. And that would be the Cunning Folk, a charmer, a soothsayer or fortune teller, and a witch. And I'm going to be talking about in a Scottish context, and I'm going to talk what their names are. They're referred to in Scots and Gaelic. So first of all, I'll go on to Cunning Folk. Now, Cunning Folk were seen in the past as something very different to a witch. A witch was someone that was an evildoer, was in line with Satan, and was against your community. A Cunning Folk was someone that helped their community. They often sort of counteract any kind of spells that were done against people by witches. They counteracted the witches' magic. And so in Scots, this is called canny, like canny folk, and that's spelled Cinny, not Cinnie, because the one canny, as in can't do that, and the other one is canny. So you'd say, oh, he was a canny man or he was a canny person, and basically means canny means in Scots like someone who's knowledgeable and something. But also knowledgeable in them ways, like the freaky ways. In Gaelic, this is known as like the beneficia for a woman, so wise woman, or fiaficia, which is wise man. Also, there's a sort of general term which is dari, doi, which I believe has come from the word oak as well, and that is a sorcerer, a magician, a wizard, a druid. Then go on to the next magical practitioner, and that is the fortune teller or seer. So again, like they just specialize with fortune telling, like cards, divination, the famous Scottish rite, the fee, which is like a rite that people do. They go around the house 3 times and they step over the doorstep, do it like a similar that. And the first object they see, they would divine that as an omen, the fee, right? Also, so in Scots, they are known as like the Spey wife. Like a lot of people in Aberdeenshire, especially in Orkney and all that, and even in parts of like Glasgow, people who fortune tell or have like a second sight, even mediums, are called the Spey wife. In Gaelic, this is different. So you could always, as a woman, you were known as Coiach Numfi. So it means the old woman that can do that right. There's the Fai is another term. So they're Fai. Sorry, I'm working on my notes because I can't always remember. And another one is Taishia. A Taishia is a bit more different. This is someone who is basically saying they have the second sight. So they are the seer of spirits. Tay is like your spirit. So the next practitioner as well is the charmer, and these often are people that only have a single thing, that they only can do one magical thing, and they're mostly known as like Wart Charmers, or they can charm illnesses. A lot of these people are they're just charms that they use that has been passed down that can charm warts, or they have been given a gift, like they've been given an object which allows them to have powers to wart charm, to do midwifery, like to stop blood, that sort of thing. So in Scots, it's just a charmer, so a wart charmer, in Gaelic, this is really hard. Like I've never used this, but it's ubakie. and that someone basically means a user of magical charms. Ubakia. Ubakia. So the next magical practitioner I'll go on to is the witch. And like I discussed, the witch meant something entirely different than it does today, because the word witch is reclaimed. So it would be someone who was an evildoer in line with Satan, that was against your community, and that was sufferable by death. Back then. So in Scots, this was known as a Carlin or a Carly, or if you go further up north, a warlock. And I will say one thing, so the word warlock doesn't have no gender to it, especially if you go to further up north. A warlock is a witch. It's just their local dialect that they call a witch. So a lot of the, it's a male witch comes through, it comes through the films, like the film industry have turned that into that. So, but it actually has no gender attached to it. It can be male or female, a warlock. So, yeah, so Carlin, Carly, or warlock in Scots. In Gaelic, so you've got Bushach, which is witchcraft, and then you've got Bushnach, but Bush, so it's Bushach for witchcraft and Bushnach for a witch. So that actually, I was told by my Gaelic tutor, is a relatively new word that's been brought into Gaelic, because within Scotland, like one area which was less with the witch trials and the witch craze was in the Highlands and the Islands, the Hebrides. It's probably because they weren't so freaked out about magical folks, because everyone within Gaelic culture, everyone worked some kind of folk magic. So they weren't really looking for witches in the sort of Gaelic community, the Highlands and the Hebrides. So the witch trials was less there. So Bushach or Bushnach, and Bushach are like, I was told they're relatively new words that only come from like the 16th, 1500 like centuries, I think, and it's introduced earlier into the language. So that's it. So that's in the four main magical practitioners that are referred to within Britain and Ireland, Britain and Europe, and that's talking in a kind of Scottish context, as in the Scots language and Gaelic. So I hope you enjoyed that. Have a great day. Peace to you all.